Happy New Year. I wish you all the best and only the best for 2017. Resolutions, resis, I don't make them. I think you're setting yourself up for failure in general, especially with these health and diet related things. Diet, if you look up the etymology of the word, means daily practice, comes from the word for daily. That's what commitment is, whether it's to your fitness or your wellness or your job or being nicer or whatever else you come up with. Consistency and constancy is going to be your key. So I think that you set yourself up for failure by seeing it as new, which suggests some kind of temporary. Look, if it helps you as a catalyst to get you going and having good habits, good for you. But I don't think you need resolutions. You just need to just commit yourself every day to the ups and downs of whatever it is you're trying to achieve. I will give you this pledge, though. There's so much talk about the media. I don't engage in it as much because I don't care that much. I'm not some huge fan of the media, and the media is, I'm not that huge fan of any organization, that has human beings at its control, whether it's the media or government or the Vatican, anything that man touches, he corrupts to certain degrees, right? So there is no monolith of media. We don't all get together and think about it. We're not all doing the same things, or certainly I'm not. That's why I came to CNN. That's why New Day is what it is. Allison and I try to make it something different. Worthy of criticism? Sure, bring it on. But I don't defend the media because I don't feel that, that cohesion of like this one group, everybody doing the same thing. And I think you just got to judge each. So my pledge is, look, New Day does things differently. It just does. It's not a political talk show. We're not here to cut into power. We're not here to have these kind of inside the Beltway, a Acela corridor. It's not us. We cover world news. We will be all over the world covering that news, and we test power. We hold power to account, and we don't yield when it comes to that, popular or not. That's the pledge. Hold us to it. Watch the show, monitor it online, and call us on BS when you see it, and we'll take it one step at a time. So the 2 points on that today. The OCE, the Office of Congressional Ethics. Research the history, why it came up in 2008. This was something that had Democrats and Republicans in its sights, and it has had Democrats and Republicans criticizing it. Why? Well, because they don't like the intensity and ferocity of these investigations. No institution would. That's why they created it. Again, do the research yourself about why it came out. Start searching in 2007, 2008. And you'll see why it was. Maxine Waters, the Democrat, Duke Cunningham, Jack Abramoff. You'll see the different situations that came up that revealed that Congress doesn't do a good job of looking at itself, which should be no surprise. The Blackburn bungle. I say that with a smile on my face. Congresswoman Blackburn from Tennessee on the show this morning. She says it's about transparency, what was done in this vote. Better due process, better right to counsel, know who's accusing you of things. That's great. None of that required removing the ability of the OCE to be the primary and initial investigator of potential criminality by members of Congress. None of that meant that the Ethics Committee needed the ability to stop any investigation that the OCE is doing. That's not about transparency. That's about control. That's about, in effect, hiding from scrutiny. That's what it is. That's not a subjective take on it. That is what it is. They took the power away from it because they didn't want independent power reviewing them. They wanted it in their own hands, period. So, Russia hacking. I don't have good answers for you on this. I really don't. You keep asking me these questions. Why is Trump doing this? Why does he deny it? What does he know? I have no clue. I don't even get, from watching Sean Spicer talk to Allison, whether or not he's had an intel briefing about the hacking or not. I felt like Sean went both ways with it. They said they were going to come out with what he knows that makes him feel that it could have been somebody else. When's he going to come out? Is this another false promise like we had about him coming out with the taxes when the audit is over? We don't even know if he is being audited. When he said he was going to come out and show us the conflicts and how they've resolved them, when's that going to happen? So I don't know what he knows. I don't know how he can. I have not heard. No, look, you always have to be open to the possibility of being wrong. Skepticism is good. But I don't have any sourcing for you that suggests anything other than they believe in the intelligence community that Russia was motivating these things. What does that mean? It can mean a lot of different things in intelligence. Intelligence doesn't work like the evidence for a criminal case like you see the FBI putting together. There is a vagueness to this. There is an alchemy to it. That's not bullshit. It just is. It's not as simple as saying, Rose did it on this day with this hammer, and here's the proof, here's the document, here's the thing. Intel doesn't work like that, and it shouldn't on a certain level, because the last thing you should want, and the first thing that Russia or whomever is being looked at and investigated and snooped should want, is to know the methods and means and sources of how they found their conclusions, because that will help whoever the bad actor is to avoid detection the next time. The irony is, and I would argue a slight hypocrisy, the president-elect, kidding, is that he was the one who was saying, whatever happened to keeping things secret? Why do you have to reveal your strategy all the time against your enemies? Why do you have to let them know what you're doing? Now, the president-elect seems to be asking for that, for the intelligence community to reveal how it is that it arrived at Russia. When you do that, check for yourself, do your sourcing, do your research. The intel community doesn't like to do that because it reveals what it did, and that gives the bad guys an advantage the next time. So I don't know why the president-elect is continuing to question the intel. I don't know the reason. I do not know a good reason that he'd be doing it.